All right, let's get right into it. Today, we're talking about a super powerful AI strategy that some of the biggest creators are using to pump out viral YouTube scripts in, like, minutes. We're going to turn ChatGPT into your own personal script writing sidekick. So if you're ready to seriously level up your content game, let's go.
You know that feeling, right? We've all been there. It's that dreaded blank page syndrome. It hits every single creator. You've got this awesome idea in your head, but when you actually sit down to write, the words just feel meh, flat, boring, maybe even a little robotic. It's a massive roadblock. But what if I told you there's a way to just blast right through it?
Well, the good news is you've got a secret weapon waiting for you. Just imagine having a co-writer who's already watched and analyzed thousands of viral videos, who totally gets what makes an audience click, and who can spit out amazing ideas faster than you can even type. That's the power of a really smart ChatGPT workflow, and I'm going to show you exactly how to set it up.
Okay, first things first, we've got to talk strategy. The whole idea here is built on the concept of stealing like an artist. Now hold on, this isn't about plagiarism. Not at all. It's about being smart. The best creators out there learn from what's already working, and that's exactly what we're going to do. We're going to ethically reverse engineer success.
And it's so important to get this distinction right. Plagiarism is just lazy, copying stuff word for word. We are not doing that. What we're doing is analyzing the hidden ingredients. You know, the structure, the emotional beats, the pacing, all the stuff that makes a video really work. Then, we can use those same principles to cook up our own totally unique content.
Here's a great way to think about it. It's kind of like learning the rhythm of a hit song. You're not ripping off the melody or stealing the lyrics, right? You're just figuring out that catchy beat, the one that gets millions of people hooked. Then, you go and write your own original song using that same infectious rhythm. It's an incredibly powerful way to make stuff that people actually want to watch.
All right, so how do we actually pull this off? It's a pretty simple four-step AI workflow. We're going to go from being a detective and analyzing your competition all the way to a polished, ready-to-go script, and we'll even get visual cues out of it.
So here are our 4 phases. We've got the detective for the research part, the writer for actually generating the script, the director for mapping out the visuals, and finally, the polisher, which is where we add that crucial human touch. So let's kick things off with the detective.
First up, detective work. Your mission, should you choose to accept it, is to find a channel or even just one specific video that is absolutely crushing it in your niche. You have to understand their blueprint for success before you can start building your own masterpiece.
And to do this, we use something called the spy prompt. It's pretty cool. You basically just feed ChatGPT a link and tell it to act like a pro YouTube strategist. It'll then break down that video's entire format, its style, its emotional triggers. It tells you exactly why it's so successful. That's how you get the blueprint. So, once ChatGPT totally understands that winning a formula, it's time for step 2, the writer. And this, my friends, is where the magic really starts to happen. You're not just asking for some generic script. Nope, you're asking for a script that's modeled after that successful style you just analyzed.
For this part, you use the scriptwriter prompt. And here's the key, you do it in the exact same chat window. That's so crucial because ChatGPT remembers the analysis from before. Then you just give it your unique topic, tell it how long you want it to be, and what kind of emotional journey you want to take your viewer on. You know, like starting with a problem and ending with an awesome solution.
Okay, you've got a script. Awesome. But what is the viewer actually going to see on screen? Step 3, the director is a total game changer, especially for faceless channels or if you're using AI video generators. This is where you turn your text into a visual shot list, and you make sure your characters stay consistent.
This solves one of the biggest headaches with AI visuals, consistency. By using a director prompt, you get a table that looks just like this. Now, notice how the image prompt keeps repeating the exact same description, a small golden brown retriever puppy with a red collar. See that? That simple little trick makes sure your character looks the same in every single shot. It's brilliant.
And finally, we get to what is honestly the most important step of all. Polishing. Look, the AI's first draft is almost never going to be perfect. This is where you have to switch hats. You stop being a commander just barking orders, and you become a collaborator, guiding the AI with your feedback to get that script just right.
You have to treat ChatGPT like a really talented but very junior writer. It needs your specific guidance. If the draft feels a little boring, tell it, hey, make the ending more dramatic. If it's too long, say, cut this down by 20%, but make sure you keep the emotional core. Your feedback is what breathes life into it and adds that essential human touch.
I know this might feel like a lot to remember, but don't worry. I've got the perfect analogy that's going to make this whole thing click into place for you. The Master Chef.
Okay, so think of a competitor's viral video as the signature dish from a world-famous restaurant. You're not trying to steal it. You're just asking your apprentice, in this case ChatGPT, to taste it and figure out the core ingredients that make it so unbelievably delicious.
Then, you use that analysis to create your script, which is your new dish. You turn to your apprentice and say, "Awesome, you figured it out. Now use those same core ingredients, that style, that tone, but create a completely new and original dish just for my restaurant."
And finally, the scene prompts. Those are your plating instructions. They're the detailed guide that makes sure your final dish, your video, looks stunning and professional every single time. Remember, you're learning the technique, you're not just stealing the recipe.
So, the big question. Could this strategy actually lead to your first viral hit? Well, let's be real about it and weigh the good stuff against the stuff you need to watch out for.
Look, this workflow is incredibly powerful, for sure. The speed and the structure it gives you are absolute game changers. But you have to be smart. If you don't guide it, the tone can come out pretty generic, and this is a big one. You have to fact-check everything, because AI can and will just make stuff up sometimes. Think of it as the world's most powerful assistant, but at the end of the day, you're still the boss.
Ultimately, this whole strategy isn't about replacing your creativity. Not at all. It's about automating the tedious, boring parts, the structuring, the formatting, the initial brainstorming, so you can pour all of your amazing energy into what you actually love to do, creating incredible content and connecting with your audience.
When you combine the insane analytical power of AI with your own unique human vision, you can finally smash through writer's block and start making content that really, truly connects with people. So the only question left is, what's the first story your new AI co-writer is going to help you tell?